Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. Boy, this week, returning guest, Erin Alexis. She is a Los Angeles-based comedian, commercials, movies, TV. She does it all. She is back to talk about a never-ending cycle of breakup, get back together, breakup, get back together with someone. There is a lot of talk of toxic relationships, party relationships, drugs in relationships. There's a ton of talk about cocaine in this episode. I do have to say, there is a humongous twist that happens in the middle of this episode that is wild, and it goes a completely different way. It's crazy. So without further ado, I'm going to get you over to the interview because I'm still like, what the fuck? This is my conversation with Erin Alexis.
This week's conversation.
Erin Alexis, welcome back to Sex Party. How are you?
You know, I'm here. We're doing the bare minimum these days.
Yeah, no, today feels like, even for me, feels like a fucking bare minimum day. But let's be honest, some days are just bare minimum, right?
We're just getting by.
Can we normalize that a little bit more? Because I still feel I still see all these overachievers out there. Like, I did my morning pages and I'm like, I did my morning. Fuck, exactly. Please, just for today, shut up.
Just like, we're just going to need you to not. That'd be great. Yeah.
I'm all for the self-care. I could use some of it myself, but stop with the morning pages. You know, at least for like the whole spring, summer of
like people who do dry January, do a dry pages January. I don't know what that. Yeah. I'm trying over here.
Dry pages. I like that. It sounds weirdly pornographic. But I also hate dry January, and I hate No Nut November. No Nut November's dumb.
That's actually unhealthy. Let's be honest. That is an unhealthy situation for everybody involved. People on the street don't want to see me no nutting on November.
Exactly. It's very it's just also in your fucking face, right? It's like, this is what I'm doing. Like, okay, cool.
Congratulations. Why?
Is this a club? I don't want to join this bullshit. Yeah, so
it's like we all saw the Seinfeld episode, and none of them were the masters of their domain. So let's just not.
Right. You know? Yeah, there's a lot of lying going on. It's a mess. No one's drinking in January. Fuck off, right? Whatever. I drank all of January. I'm still drinking. It's still January.
I lasted a solid 3 days, and then I was like, "This is dumb. Why am I doing this to myself?" And then I got sick, so I was forced into being sober. But as soon as I started feeling better, I was like, and we're popping those bottles.
Yeah, I was like, why? I would never attempt No Nut November or dry January. And like, if you do great, just please shut the fuck up about it. Okay, let's be quiet.
I did last year do a dry January, but I think I started like January 5th and made it to like January 22nd, which is still a very long amount of time.
Yeah.
But Siri's trying to join in. How nice of her. I realized a lot about myself, which is I do not like being sober. So I'm not doing that again. Just not.
Yeah. When I went into 2022, one of my resolutions was like, you know what? I'm going to drink more. And I really totally held my end of that bargain up. So
I'm really proud of you. Congratulations. Yeah. You are the person who kept your New Year's resolution.
I'm the one guy. Yeah, for sure. The one guy in Chicago.
You set yourself up for absolute success. So
yeah, I mean, with Tito's Vodka, how can you lose? Tito's Vodka, please sponsor me, right? So there's that.
I was going to say, and this episode is sponsored by Tito's Vodka.
Oh, it will be at some point, unofficially. No, we haven't had any vodka today. It's all sugar-free Red Bull.
I'm Starbucksing right now.
I wanted you got to do, it's one extreme or the other. It's like so much caffeine that my eyeballs are trying to swap places, or we're just gonna drown in Tito's vodka,
Vices. Aren't they fun?
For sure. I love that you're back. I'm actually, and people say I'm so excited to have you here. When I say it, I mean it to all my guests, and like I'm so excited to have you back here.
Me too.
I noticed. The last time you were here, you had a commercial for Frito-Lay, a Return of the Mac, right? That shit was popping off. I think it was even during the Super Bowl. Like, you were in a Super Bowl, so like.
I was in a Super Bowl commercial, but not that one. I don't think that one was out yet.
Okay.
I was in a Oculus commercial. You can literally see like this part of you can like see this, but like from afar.
Yeah.
But fuck it. I was in a Super Bowl commercial. So.
I mean, that's, how amazing, right? And you had been ghosted by, so it was a guy, and like you weren't sure what you were. The name of your episode is Radio Silence. He kind of went radio silent on you, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we left you, right? What's going on now, right?
You're going to love this. Oh, you're going to love this. Okay. So, Mr. Radio Silent and I got back together and then broke up, and then got back together and then broke up. And then we've just like kind of been rinsing and repeating for a bit. So this last breakup was maybe our 7th. I'm just spitballing over here. Maybe our 7th breakup. But this one's going to last, which I've said every time. But no, this one is going to last. Cause he's still doing the same shit. Like, we're good. And then like 2 days, like he just decides to just like not show up. And he's like, well, it's been 2 days. I'm like, you're my fucking boyfriend. I'm supposed to hear from you every day. I'm sorry. That's called a relationship. So I kind of like towards the end of last year, cause we, had gotten back together for the whatever amount of time, like around like November-ish. So I was like, you know what? Let's cruise through the holiday season. We're still in cuffing season. Let's just roll through, and then we'll reassess in the new year. And then the new year happened, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I've got to think about this. And and he made it easy. He made it pretty easy for me by like doing what he always does. And I was like, I'm just not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's not cuffing season; it's bluffing season.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
right. You were in bluffing season. Gee, I wonder what the name of the episode is going to be, huh? Yeah, they're rolling off the brain. So what is the problem with this guy though? Like, and I know there's probably many. We can boil it down a little bit, right? But like, because I've been in a relationship like that. I've been in a few, but I've been in a relationship where that's all that we did was break up, get back together. When we got back together, we'd be like really passionate. The sex would be really good, and then the same old problem would be like, hey, remember me, guys? I'm still here. And then it would be down. But we couldn't pull each other away for longer than like maybe a week or something, and it just kept repeating until one of us realized like this is the grossest thing ever, and then we separated. Yeah. But so what's the specific? Is it still just his communication, or is he scared of something? What's going on?
I think he like I'm not a therapist, but I have been in it for many years. So I think there's a multitude of issues going on there. But like and this like kind of last talk that we had was, I was like, do you even want to be in a relationship? Because sometimes your behavior makes me think you don't. And he's like, well, no, I mean, I do. And like, I love you. It's like, but sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And I'm like, nope, no, that is not okay. That's that's not okay for me. That's actually, like you can't be in a relationship when you want to be, when you decide it's convenient for you. I was like, that's not fair to me in my heart. Also, like, I've been having my own fucking questions revolving around this relationship and whether like this is a partner. Full stop. Is this a partner? And it's like, we have a lot of fun together. We get along really well. We are actually a really good couple when we're a good couple, but then like relationships are work. And I just think he doesn't want to put in any of it. And that's fine if that's where he is, but that's not where I'm at. And so I really had to really look at myself too and be like, okay, well, I keep complaining about this person, about the same things over and over. We drive each other batshit crazy when we're in those, in that like fucking cycle of like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? So it's like, yeah. This is not like, I'm really at a place where I'm thinking about my future. And like, I think being in a pandemic really just like halted all of that. And I was like in this like frozen state of reality. We all were. Surprise. I know it wasn't just me.
What are you talking about? I have no idea.
What?
Yeah.
Pandemic? What? So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I finally like a veil was lifted and I was like, okay, we need to start thinking about what we want in our life and like what we're like calling in. If like I want a partner and an actual partner in a future with somebody, being with this person is not going to allow that space to happen. So just, doing the big girl stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, the thing is like, what is it that's bringing you back to him? Is it that you guys laugh together? Is it the sex? Is it the fucking, what are you guys watch? You like the same movies? Like what's the hook?
I think it's all of the above. I think a lot of it is too, like, we're like addicted to that honeymoon phase, where it's like, oh my God, are we doing this again? Oh my God, I can't believe it. What? We're so crazy. And then we're like, no, we're actually crazy. So yeah, I mean, and 2+2-ish years under the belt, like, it's, I think it's an addiction. I think a lot of it is just a full-on addiction to like codependency to each other, and loneliness is real. That's a real thing. And yeah, when it's good, it's good. But like,
yeah. So is like when it's bad, it's fucking yeah. When it's bad, it's dry January. Yeah, so that's very interesting because you said you think it's an addiction, because this is something that I've gone through, that I've felt myself personally with people. I see it all the time around the show, on the show, that people do get addicted to the beginnings, like you said, the honeymoon phase, right? And then there is something to be said where it's like, oh, we're toxic and it's cute, because there is like a level of toxic that's cute, right? It's very light and it's very self-aware, but like then when it can really easily sort of move into, oh, this is oh my God, put down the spear. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually toxic.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting, because what things work for you? So 2 years, right? So if it's been on and off for 2 years or roughly, whatever it is pulling you back in, does seem like an addiction, right? But like, what works in the opposite? Like, when do you feel your best? Where like, oh, I can do this? Because I've had those moments too in a breakup where it's like, I remember one time I was just like so hooked on this person, and we just kept like getting together, breaking up, getting together. And it was long distance, right? So it's like a whole fucking thing there. And I remember somebody walked up to me and they were like, they could tell I was like, I don't know, bummed out or something. And he's like, man, I don't want to be a dick, but like, I always thought you could do better. And I was like, bing. And like, I all of a sudden felt really great. And I was like, you know what? I can do better. Right. And I started feeling good. Then she text messaged again and we went right back into it. But eventually I found my way to the light, right? Yeah. To the whatever, the end of the cave, whatever metaphor. But like, what works for you, right? Have you found things like certain parts of your day, certain things you read, or is it all just, are you still in like the total chaos piece of it where like nothing helps?
Honestly, like this particular go round, I feel a lot more zen about it. I think previous rounds, I was like, I was always like, no, this is it, guys. But there's always this thing in the back of my mind that is like, but if he calls, and he will, I will probably be like, yes, come over, bring your bag of cocaine.
Yeah. Okay. So he's coming with cocaine. So that's a whole other thing too. Cause like, party relationships, I've had those too. I've had the cocaine relationship where it's like, but babe, and I'm like, okay, all right, let's do it or whatever. So that's a whole thing. So he's showing up. Well, okay, we need to name this guy just for the purposes of this show. We need a nickname.
Yes.
What can we call him? What do you think? What do we? Okay, so red flag, red, right? Red gives you a text and he's like, hey.
Red, the flag of reds. Yeah.
Right. Because once those fucking drugs hit, that's it. Like you're just ready to like have a family in that moment, right? You're like, I love you so much.
That's so true. Why did we break up? We are so good together.
Yeah. I dated a woman. She was really great. And she was very like crabby, just not a happy person normally. Which was one of our biggest problems, and that's fine. That's her, whatever. I had my workarounds, like, no, I'll not sleep in this room and like whatever, right? But when she did coke, she was like insanely nice. Like, I want to text your mom, like fucking like over the top, right? Oh, we could go for tacos tomorrow and we'll work it out. And like, maybe we could have a threesome, or like maybe this like becomes like an open where like everything is like some other reality, right? Where it's like, you were right on Christmas. You shouldn't have bought me that. I get it. Like all the things. And then the following morning, it's just like, when you wake up, it's just like, I mean, just right back to fucking being crabby or whatever again. Again, she's a great person. We're not whatever, but that was like her little thing that I just couldn't. It was like driving me nuts. So are you finding that Red comes over, the cocaine hits, and it's like, oh my God, let's go here and let's call this guy, and like party, and then the next morning it's back to normal?
No, it's like a next month. It's like the next month is like. Like, it's like, it takes like one go round of us seeing each other, and it's like, and let's do it again. Yeah. So yeah, it's about breaking the cycle and breaking the habit, and, like, and it is like what you said, it's like in a way, it's sort of like a false reality of your relationship if the majority of it is hanging out and doing drugs. Not that is the majority, but it's not a minority.
Have you ever gotten like super high with him and like watched your own commercials?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. That's why you're here. That's why you're great. Fuck yeah. I would too. Fuck it. Right. Whatever. Like, oh man, let's do these lines and like watch my reel, like the fucking all my commercials.
Oh, you need to see this. It's so crazy. Okay. No, and then after that, we're going to watch this other one. You're going to love it.
Yeah. And you start telling stories about this guy was a fucking dick. This guy's like really nice. She could really do some hair, like whatever. Right.
Yeah.
No, we love that. We love that. Okay. So it's longer periods. It's not overnight. It's like a whole month is kind of good. And then bam, it goes like out of nowhere. He just dips out.
Yeah.
He's like, goes back to his little habits.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's like, we're good. And then like, I can always sense like there's like a thing that happens, and he like gets really depressed, and he gets like, I don't want to see anybody. I'm like, I don't fucking care. You don't have to see me, but you have to communicate. Like that's
right.
That's called a relationship. So
well, that might just be the fentanyl. So I don't know. Maybe he's like going down for, periods of time or something. Ugh, who knows? Yeah. Again, we are not making fun of any of this. Well, maybe we are, but like we're not making fun of people that overdose or anything like that.
No.
She's talking about experiences and all of the things. I mean, YouTube's going to hear fentanyl, cocaine and be like, nope, sorry, buddy, you're out of here. But whatever.
We can bleep them.
This is real. Maybe. This is real life. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not bleeping anything. But but yeah, no, I do feel like a lot of people they have party relationships. Yeah. And you try to make it work in the real world, and it's like, no, this isn't the Matrix. This is real now. Someone has to pay for the pizza. What's going on? Like, so there's that factor, because at nighttime they work in the fucking throes of, like, you know, Sunset Boulevard. You're fucking good to go. But then when you go to like the grocery store, it's like, wait a minute, we can't figure this out. Yeah, no, I totally feel you.
Yeah.
I saw that you had started Erin's breakup log, which were like daily check-ins, right? That got to day 2 and I haven't seen an update. So I was like, wait, did she get back with him? What's going on?
I did do a third one this last. Oh, it wasn't really a breakup log though. Yeah, good point. No, did not get back together with them. Yeah, it just was like, how long am I going to roll with this breakup log?
I don't like this bit. Let's can it. Fucking dump it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was cool because I think in the first or second one, you're like walking around the streets of LA, like getting donuts and shit. And I'm like, this is great. I would fucking watch this. Like, I would binge all of these. Maybe each episode's a different sweet treat or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, this last on Sunday, I made banana bread. I was sick. And I saw that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you do in a breakup, right? You either go all in, you tear up the casino, right? I've told that story. Yeah. Or it's baked goods, right? And then, like, depending on when you start and finish, like, you could do the casino run first and then or at the same time. Usually I wouldn't mix those two phases, though. It's not a good look.
Not a good look.
Yeah, no, not at all. So, okay, with your comedy, then, are you going to have you worked the breakup stuff? Because you've had plenty of stuff to work with the last 2 years. Okay, so you are talking about the breakup. Does he know you're okay? So tell me about that if you can.
Stop! Oh my God, my cat is like, why are you talking to someone else that's not me?
Oh my God.
So needy. I don't know where she gets it from.
It happens. Fucking cats.
Yeah. Okay. What was your question?
Are you working? Have you been this whole time? Have you been working the breakup stuff into your comedy routine, or were you like, well, I don't want to do that just yet, or holding back?
Oh no, it's been out there. It's been. It's been just getting better and better. More and more material.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of inspiration, you know? Fuck. Yeah. So he knows that I wonder if that makes him like scared to do certain things because he knows it's going to wind up being a bit or something.
I don't think he thinks. Oh, I mean, about that.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks. No, he probably doesn't know totally, but, also, like, I don't fucking care. Come and watch me make fun of you. I dare you. Actually, don't. I don't want to see him.
Would that be awkward?
No.
What if he brought the bag of cocaine? I mean,
well, no. I mean, no. No, I mean, I've invited him to shows. He hasn't come to them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he does not sound very supportive. This relationship gets a double non-approval stamp. So what are we going to do? Are you like, have you thought about, are you on any dating apps? Like what does it look like right now in Erinville?
Honestly, like, I haven't gone back to the app world. I feel like I've got like a lot of other stuff on my mind that and like dating is just like not, it's kind of at the lower end of the totem pole at this point. I don't know. I'm not closed off to it, but I'm not like actively out there looking.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't fucking feel like it right now. I don't.
So, okay.
Feel like it.
So give me a percentage. What percentage do you think, honestly, that you and Red go in an 8th round, that you guys will get back together again?
Honestly, I would give it a good solid 1%. Like
really?
I'm really feeling, I mean, talk to me in a month. It's usually the 3-week to month cycle, but y'all can quote me on this one. I do feel really pretty set and absolute about this being the last time, because I don't want to do this again. I don't have enough like emotional, mental, physical capacity to just have that happen.
Yeah, no, it's fucking exhausting. That shit is so exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you could probably do like an Erin's like single log or something where it's like you out partying, like, I don't know, like eating sushi or whatever it is. Like, hey, look at this upgrade.
Oof.
I mean, there's some juicy nuggets.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I like
totally.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, everybody loves the glow up, right? Where it's like, oh fuck, she got rid of that dude and is on to like, oh man, the mystery men, what's going on? Yeah.
Ooh, this is fun. It's fun to think about these things. Like, who will he be?
Exactly. Exactly. You could have, there's a game show in here somewhere. LA comedian, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's so much material here. I feel really, really good about it, I
love it. Who do we pitch this to? What's the network? Are you out there, networks? Are you listening? Yeah,
I feel like this is probably a cable access. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I have no idea. Right. There's a lot of networks that apparently need help. There's people losing jobs everywhere. So like, we need the dating show that's cocaine and donuts plus dating plus LA comedian equals, right? So we're there. I mean, maybe like, I don't know. I do feel like LA, and we talked about this last time, LA is very rough for dating, as you know.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that the apps are going to help at all. That feels like maybe just a bigger shovel for the cemetery, right? Because, I personally, people, they know my feelings on dating apps, but LA is just a different beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't, it's like people in LA are really good, and this is a compliment, at like dressing up their profiles. I don't know if it's the weather or like the showbiz history, but like you really kind of are surprised to what you get. Cause I did that in LA for a while too. I went on a couple dates and it was like, wait a minute. How is your name not the name that's in? This is weird. Yeah.
It's like catfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe I'll just move.
Really?
Not really, honestly.
Okay.
I'm just that's just like where I'm at. And like in general, I'm just like, you know what? Let's burn everything to the ground. Start all over. Maybe I'll move to like Portland and raise a family.
Oh my God. Whose family?
Questions.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, well, we'll get the dating show people on the horn, and we'll figure that out. Like dating. I mean, last time you were here, we talked about the Johnny Depp and fucking Amber Heard trial.
Jesus.
I think we might have touched on Pete Davidson, right? But like, he's like with everyone, and I think it's really great, and everybody wants to hate on him, and I don't understand. So like, what are your thoughts on Pete Davidson, like getting all of these, women that are like, right? Yeah, but you get it. Are you, do you see the attraction? Do you see that he's funny and
sure.
Okay.
Of course. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. It's just hilarious. I think it's really funny. It's like, who will he be with next? So yeah, it's like, let's not get attached to anybody, because his track record is, his track record.
Yeah. So what do you do if he shows up? If he shows up at one of your shows?
Oh, come on in, buddy. Hop aboard.
Hopefully you paid the cover. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I think I think that's huge because a lot of people just hate on him. I don't see any women hating on him at all. It's all dudes, of course.
Shocker.
Yeah. Because I think the women get it. Like, he's funny. He's not the typical ding dong, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, so going through a breakup, right? Seeing Pete Davidson zip in and out of all of these relationships. I don't know if we can call it his breakups, though. I feel like,
yeah.
It's not. They're not breakups. So what do you wish that you would have known or remembered from like the last go round, whether it was with this guy or a breakup before that? Is there something where you're like, oh fuck, if I would have just remembered not to, what would that be?
Like, if I'm being completely honest, I think I tend to give like a lot more of myself than I get back. And I feel like that's something I need to like work on, where it's like, hey, this person should be giving equal, if not more. Like especially with this last one, I feel like I was constantly like bending over backwards to like do things for him. And it's like, where is that coming? Where's your bend over backwards, So I think that's just like an ingrained personality trait in general. It's like that people pleaser in me, where I'm like, I just want everyone to like me. And so then that like doesn't really, translate great when you're in a relationship, because then I'm just like, I'm constantly just like giving. And I'm like, I gotta not do that. I need to like step the fuck back for a few minutes and see if they come to me. I think that's,
Yeah, I think maybe like in the beginning that seems like a fucking but that's like something really personal, right? People just have ways that they date, the things that they want, and they will slip into those cycles without even realizing that. I mean, we all do that, and that's rough. You need to like write yourself a fucking on the mirror mantra with lipstick or something, like don't do it. Yeah. Speaking of creepy messages written on mirrors, I saw that you're in a horror movie, right? Mm-hmm. This is awesome because I watched the trailer before we started this, and I'm like, okay, hell yeah, you're really like good at it. You're convincing. You just have this thing where it's like, I can tell that there's more to the character, and in the trailer, it's not even being said, but I'm like, there's a history of something there, right? Like, was she a cop who lost her job? Now she's a 911. Like, what's going on? And like, I want to know all the things, right? So what's it like to be in a horror movie? What's the name of the movie? What's it about? Tell us about your character.
Okay. So fun thing is I'm actually in 2 horrors right now.
Oh, okay.
The one is called Red Flag Resurrection.
No.
I wrote it. I wrote it with my friend Jessica.
Wait a minute.
Not the one. That's not the trailer that you just saw.
No, I know, but wait a minute. Okay, this is. Did you write a horror movie about your breakups?
Yeah.
Why the fuck? But there's no trailer. I had no idea. We're discovering this now. We're gonna go back to the beginning of the episode and start over. No, Red Flag Resurrections. You wrote. You wrote a horror movie about this guy, Red.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My friend Jessica and I co-wrote it together. And we wrote it like I think it was like September-ish during, like one of our many pauses. And we wrote it on a Friday. We shot it on a Saturday. And then it was like edited and like done and like ready to go in like after a few weeks. And so that one is actually going to be at the Portland Comedy Festival because it's like a horror comedy. And that's going to be at the Portland Comedy Festival next month, or February 12th. I don't know when this is airing, but And
neither do I.
Whatever. So that, that was done like over the summer. So then the horror film that you're talking about, where I'm the 911 phone caller, dispatcher, that I shot in Michigan last December, like of 2021. It was so cold. I've lived in LA for long enough, but it was so cold, and we did a lot of outside shoots. That one's called Don't Hang Up. And it was so fun. I love horror movies. Oh, we discussed this the last time.
Yeah, we talked about
huge love of horror films. So like getting to be in one was really exciting. I don't want to give too much away. You saw the trailer, so it gives some highlights.
For sure. But I'm hitting the emergency sex party panic button right now in a good way, because we will talk about Don't Hang Up. Okay.
Yeah.
We're slamming or hitting that button. You wrote a horror movie about this man. Okay. Does he know that you wrote a horror movie about him?
I don't think so. Probably not.
What is going on right now? What is happening? Oh my God. Holy fuck. Oh, okay. And it's called Red Flag Resurrections. Please. Okay. Start from the top. Give us what is the movie about?
Okay.
Erin?
It's just one resurrection, not multiple, just one resurrection.
Okay. That's the sequel. That's the sequel. We know there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah. So essentially this girl, breaks up with her boyfriend, and she's like finally like feeling like in a good place, and then bam, he tries to get her back. So I call my best friend, and turns out she murdered him. And so that is the premise. It was a lot of fun. It's super funny. It's super fun. And it is actually, there are, even like being in it and then watching it, I'm like, oh my God, this is scary. They're like like little bit of like jumper moments. So it's on YouTube currently. So you can, the whole film. Yeah.
How long is a short film?
It's pretty short. I think it's like 7-ish minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you wrote a horror movie about this man where your friend murders him. How much of this is based? What is going on? Like, okay, so how much of this is based in real life? Did that come from her being frustrated that you're never able to do anything because he's bringing the bag of Coke over and she's sick of him mistreating you? I mean, I need details.
It's all encumbering. It's like, and we were both like, where it's like, we're so frustrated. Like, why? It's like, they always know when you're doing good, because that's when they like to swoop back in and be like, hey, babe, I miss you. What are you doing? We should hang out. It's like, God damn it. Like, and this, which is actually funny, is that we had written it. We were so proud. We shot it. We were like, fucking supremely like, yes, we just did something great. The next day, he texts me and reaches out, and I was like, that's classic. We literally conjured him back into my life, and I knew it was going to happen because we were like, it's like we're literally conjuring him. So, and then another cycle began.
Fucking red, man. What is your character's name in the film?
My character's name is Erin.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Oh my God, this episode totally changed now. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And so it is available. We will make sure that is linked, because this is huge, right?
Yeah.
You wrote a horror movie about your ex and then got back with him. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to put this thing out there now to you, but in the sequel, which is inevitable, right? When you guys film the sequel and you write the sequel, can we please write in a podcast guy, even if it's a little cameo, right? Like,
yes.
We're talking about your fucking breakups on the fucking show, whatever.
Oh my
because
God, yes.
You need a podcast guy. If I have to get killed off, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Let's make it bloody, right? Totally.
I love it.
Okay, and so you get back with him, you start a new cycle, and you just don't tell him that you wrote a horror movie about him and it's going to the film festival?
I mentioned at some point, I was like, oh, this film I wrote got into the Portland Film Festival. It's like, that's cool. Didn't ask me what it was about. Didn't ask me any follow-up questions. I was like, well, you're not going to ask. I'm not going to tell.
What does he do for a living? Is he a drug dealer?
He's a drug addict, but
okay, yeah.
Well, that's clear.
Yeah.
He is in construction, so
okay.
I guess he's now considered a fabricator, so he makes like different sets for different events. Like,
okay, yeah.
You know,
we're painting. We're painting a picture. Perfect LA job if you're not an actor. There you go. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Portland Film Festival, the horror movie. No, Pete Davidson is not in the film.
Sadly, maybe he'll be in the sequel. We'll put him in the sequel.
Yeah, because in the sequel, I feel like it could be you really trying to, to stay away from this person who's. I don't know how the first one ends or anything, right? But like, it's another cycle, right? It's like kind of meta, right? Meta is always in right now. Like, what's your favorite breakup movie? I don't know. Like, you could have one of fucking Scream, like whatever. I love Scream. I'm excited for the new film, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, these things are never ending. Horror movies are never ending. Breakups are never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's I can't get over the fact that he doesn't know that you wrote. Is his name the same in the as the character in the
Red Flag? We just call him Red Flag.
Wow, what a twist this episode. I love this. What a twist.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Erin Alexis, thank you so much for being my guest again on Sex Party.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, remind them where they can hang out with you, all the things, but also like remind them what's coming up, because you do have the other horror movie, Don't Hang Up, which looks amazing, which looks a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I know you have other commercials, comedy gigs, so let's showcase some shit.
Let's do some shit. Okay. On Instagram at I am Erin Alexis. That's where you can find all my uproariously hilarious fucking stupid Instagram reel videos. So the Red Flag Resurrection is on YouTube. It Can't Be Bothered Productions. You'll have a link for it. Don't Hang Up. I don't know when that is officially coming out, but I believe it's supposed to be on Amazon. So says the director and such. I don't know when. It has been pushed several times, release date, as these things go. But I will keep you abreast of that.
Of course. Yeah.
Stand-up wise, I have a show coming up, but I don't know when anyways, my friend Jessica, who I co-wrote this movie with, her and another friend of ours, the two of them are starting this show called Forbidden Fruit Comedy, and it's in downtown LA. And they had this show that they were doing prior to the shutdown. And so I'm doing that February 3rd, but that's always just a good show to check out in general. So I'm going to plug them because they're great.
Yeah.
And God, where else?
I mean, you're always on Instagram, and people, they can hang out with you on Instagram.
Yeah, hang out with me. Drop a DM, slide in. And then I always post like upcoming shows and things like that on there too. So
amazing. Well, thank you for being here again. I loved. I mean, it's awesome that this, like any good horror movie, big old twist right in the middle. We love that. We'll I think there's some things coming up with Sex Party that I'll talk to you about offline that could be very cool to get you involved. So loved having you. We will see you super soon. I mean, what a twist, right? And I think my favorite part of that is like the dude doesn't know that there's a horror movie written about him playing all the film festivals. Thank you to Erin Alexis for being my guest again on Sex Party. You guys are loving the twists and turns. If you want more twists and turns, if you want more guests like Erin, more secrets revealed, if you're appreciating Sex Party, there's a couple different ways you're going to show that love, that appreciation, that desire for more Sex Party. If you're listening on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you can subscribe to the show. You can leave a rating. You can leave a review. You can tell a family member or stranger or friend. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can like the video. You can leave a comment. You can subscribe to the channel. These things are amazing if you want to do them. If you do not want to do them, sit back, do your Coke, drink your beer, whatever. You guys can always reach out to me in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter @SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin @Dustin Rybka.